I looked out the small window with clouds surrounding me. I didn't know what to think about my final destination. Practicing some of my Spanish on this long plane ride, Nicaragua, a place I had never been to before, made me nervous on what to expect. My hands began to sweat, and my head felt heavy. The people you're about to encounter don't have much money, but they are the happiest and most loving people you will ever meet. Make the best of it. They will love you, my sister said, while the dimples in her cheeks moved up and down. My sister had been to Nicaragua 6 times already, but this is obviously my first. We came to connect with the kids of Nicaragua by what my sister and I love, which is soccer and our religion, Christianity. The plane landed on the even, black concrete, and we exited the plane. We grabbed our bags, and right outside the small airport stood the people from the Nicaraguan church that Allie knew very well from helping them in the past. Walking outside the small airport, everything changed. Kids from 6 to 12 years old had sweat running down the side of their face, begging for money. A little boy held a cup right in front of my face, his fingernails filled with dirt and little cuts all over his hand. The parents of these kids make them beg for money instead of having their children go to school, my sister had said softly. I hopped into Pablo's car and we drove off with the people from the Nicaraguan church and headed to their homes. I looked outside the car window, and surrounding me I saw homes made up of tin and cardboard. I saw dogs running around with their ribs sticking out looking for food, or just sitting there emotionless. The road filled with smoke of dirt from old, beat-up cars driving with caution from the children playing nearby. Clothes hung up on a metal wire in front of these houses with crisp wind from the mountains abroad, blowing the dangling pants, shorts, and shirts. The fast talk of my sister and Nicaraguan people, with fairly darker skin than mine, grabbed my attention. The car stopped at a building with a large cross and 3 men waiting for us inside. My new Nicaraguan friends and my sister arrived at the church to introduce me to their community that I'll be for the next 4 days. I hopped out of the car and saw a sad-looking homeless guy sitting on the steps. I put my head down so no one would see my tears forming and walked into the church with my sister. I had met 3 men. One was the pastor, and the other 2 men worked with the church. Bienvenido a Nicaragua. He oído muchas cosas buenas sobre usted, Bridget, y doy las gracias por venir a Nicaragua para ayudar a toda la iglesia a para enseñar a los niños a jugar al fútbol. I looked at his lips that moved so fast for me to catch his words because I only knew a little Spanish. My sister had then translated what the pastor said to me. Welcome to Nicaragua. I heard many good things about you, Bridget, and thank you for coming to Nicaragua to help throughout the church and to teach kids how to play soccer. We stepped on the bus and headed to the soccer fields to meet the kids my sister and I were going to be able to teach how to play soccer. After the bumpy ride from driving on the uneven dirt roads, we had arrived at the soccer fields. I jumped out of the bus, and the joy in their eyes gave away their excitement. I smiled at all the kids and finished introducing myself. My sister and I set up ladders and set up soccer goals with poles we had found next to thirsty short trees begging for water. The kids were dripping of sweat from chasing after the ball. I looked around at the clouds of dirt surrounding their feet as they kicked the ball. I realized these kids were so happy playing soccer, and they didn't even care that they didn't have the most money or didn't live in the nicest houses because they had each other.